Hey guys, welcome to another week of Ask Neadom. I'm Neadom Tucker, owner of Kotori Technologies, and today we're going to compare Slack to Microsoft Teams. What's the difference? Is one better than the other? We'll see. See you real soon. Hey guys, welcome back. So we're going to take a look at Microsoft Teams versus Slack and what the pros and cons are between the two. So just so you know, we used to use Slack a lot. We moved over to Microsoft Teams about a year ago and haven't really looked back since. We like the features of it. There are definitely some things that are different, and we're going to talk about those today. And so if you're a Slack person and you love Slack, you're going to know how fast it is, how easy to use. Those are really phenomenal things. The integrations that Slack has far supersede anything that Microsoft Teams have. So if you have got a ton of integrations into Slack, you're really going to want to take a look at that if you're potentially looking at switching over. And that was one of the things that kept us from actually switching for a long time, because we had an integration with an app called Burner that gave us the ability to send text messages to our customers through Slack. It took us a while to figure this out, but we figured a way how to do it through Microsoft Teams, through some custom webhooks that we were able to build into Burner, but we got it working. There wasn't some custom integration that already existed for that. And so you're really going to take a look at, in my opinion, Slack's, app model is a little bit more mature, and so they've got a lot more support out there. There's a lot of organizations in the tech industry, a lot of developers that are using Slack. Slack's a great tool, but Microsoft Teams is drastically catching up. Because if we take a look at the next kind of pro to Slack, is that it's free. It doesn't cost anything. They have a paid-for version, and the paid-for version gives you ability to store information longer, lets you do more integrations and some things like that. Whereas Microsoft Teams is included in your Office 365 subscription. Now, if you already have 365, then Teams is pretty much free for you there as well. You just have to make sure that your subscription that you have includes Teams. Now, the great part, the difference between Teams here is Teams, I think, does a better job of managing files than what Slack does. In the Slack world, when you add a file there, it's really hard to go back and find those files. Whereas in Microsoft Teams, when you create a team, it actually creates a SharePoint site inside of your organization. When you add files to Teams, it puts those files in the file repository for that site. So anytime you want to go back and try to find those files, you just go to the SharePoint site and then bam, go to files, and those are all the files you've ever posted to that channel. And so again, the integration for that goes a lot better. The next thing we want to take a look at is support. And so I think Slack has got this here, because the way that Microsoft does support is very Microsoft. It's a very large organization. You've got to submit a support ticket, and then you get a response back, and somebody calls you, and they're responsive. I'm not saying they're not responsive at all. I'm just saying that I think Slack has got a better way of doing this. For example, with Slack, you can call them, you can send them an email, you can even post a Twitter response on their Twitter page, and they're going to get back to you for Twitter with a support issue. So I think Slack's got a little bit more of that personal feel to it. Again, they're much more fluid in their support process, and I think they do a better job at it, in my 2 cents, in my own opinion. That really kind of the sums up between Slack versus Teams. Again, there's some stark differences. Again, they're two phenomenal applications. Again, we love Teams now. We've kind of migrated everybody over. But again, you may be a Slack person and just love the way it works, and there's nothing wrong with that as long as it supports your organization. Well, guys, if you guys have any questions about Teams versus Slack, hit us online at www.kotoritechnologies.com, and we'll try to answer your questions. Until next time, you guys stay safe, and we'll see you next time.